solution, taking off that cheeky kill over Diggy.
Yeah, I mean, Diggy is going to come back up with no problems whatsoever, but in the meantime, he's just going to be hobbling around in this egg from here. But this looks like a pretty good position for Trader to actually look for the side lanes here, because I mean, you're definitely not going to get the objective. So I mean, the next best thing is to actually just farm your jungle, clear the waves, trying to get priority to at least catch up. Oh no, another pick off here. Oh, Hangos actually makes it out with the flicker at the very end, but pretty good trade overall.
Pretty good trade indeed. Meanwhile, Sun Reborn, they are feeling a bit reborn here because they are acting really strong here in this game. They're giving a strong impression, saying that, hey, you know what? We already achieved 2 objectives in hand. We have the lane controls. We can take the team fight if you were to present us that threat. And Traitor, meantime, they are falling back. They're being a little bit more passive. They're trying to be aggressive, but then they are not advantageous in any single way, especially team fights in hand.
Absolutely. They're kind of waiting for their item spikes here because, I mean, Hellcurt is pretty far ahead. He's already level 9. So they're looking for opportunities to actually get ahead with the Jawhead, to throw somebody back, look for these great picks with the Akai as well. But it's kind of hard because Reborn is playing a little bit cleaner this time around. They understand that they don't want to get picked off here, so they are using Silo. Oh no, this might be the pick off.
Silo,
did I speak too soon?
He's going to use the immunity from himself, and he's going to avoid any BS coming in for Traitors. Meanwhile, Evil from Team Saiya Reborn, he has to fall back again. 3 members of Team Saiya Reborn are just hovering across their turrets, while the rest of Team Traitors, 4 members, are just waiting for the catch and trying to pick them off.
Yeah, I mean, I nearly spoke too soon there because I was hoping Team Saiya understood that they don't want to get picked off here, but really well done by Silo. Responds very great to the situation. But it looks like that's not going to be it. They might want to, they're going to go for an all-in, I doubt so. I mean, they've got the position. Oh, yes, they are!
It looks like a team fight comes in one more time. Team Saiya Reborn, they have the confidence. They will go in for the first initiation. Minotaur's ulti comes on point, and they want more blood. Gushin, Jin comes in with his own killing spree, killing off Diggy, and say bye-bye to that little chick.
Oh, man. I mean, this is just going to put... This is so good, especially for the side of Saiya Reborn here. We've already seen, thanks to the indication, that Hellcurt has the Blade of Despair on his side, so he's going to be dishing out way more damage than you would expect for the next upcoming team fight. But, I mean, Lord is up, so they got to be careful here.
Yes, they have to be careful indeed. Meantime, there's a bit of engagement coming in, a little bit of poking, teasing. Both teams want to test the waters first before going full all out, because again, if one team fight were to be victorious, the opposite team has to not only lose the team fight, not only lose people from there, but then perhaps the Lord.
Yeah, I mean, contesting Lord is going to be pretty important here because that's going to give, especially for Trader, they need to protect it because they don't want to bleed out any further. They've staunched the bleed before now. Oh, looks like the engagement has already begun.
Oh no, team fights again coming in for Team Saiyan and Lessel here, but then they will lose a member in Hellcurt. And it looks like Team Saiyan, they have to fall back. They don't have any of their playmaking assassins going here. But it looks like a more coming in. And Chao, he is actually very, very aggressive. They want to poke, they want to test the waters, but then, well, the waters being tested enough because Team Traitor, they know that they have this advantage in the war. Team Saiya Reborn just going to back out safely.
I mean, this was the 50-50 that we were talking about prior to this. Like, if you are behind, taking a 50-50 is actually quite beneficial. Oh, the catch! The catch from Hangos!
Wow!
That was nasty! Oh boy, Ultimate gonna be pushing them out here, but oh, that was so nasty by Hangos there. Great catch.
And the follow-up as well from Lancelot is just on point. The Ultimate just come in and just finish off Chao away. And it looks like Team Traitor, if they are able to play the combo-wombo situations right, they are able to do it. But then Rin is there, and it looks like even though he popped his Dark Knight Falls, he's unable to take down Faye with the help of Fish.
I think he respects in terms of when he looks at the map, I mean, if you think about it, Rin goes in, he sees nobody on the map. The first question he has to ask himself, do I commit to this? Do I kill Lancelot? And he isn't able to do that because even if he does commit to it, there's a possibility he'll be giving a kill in return and maybe baiting the rest of his members into that. But in the instant replay, man, just watching that again, so nasty. It was so well timed.
Well timed indeed. And I think Traitor can, kind of find this placing or this type of playstyle advantages towards them because it gives them a lot of compatibility, it gives them a lot of confidence in terms of team fights or to start something. It's like a window of opportunity. Once you open that curtain, the window is there for you to explore.
Absolutely.
A
And
whole
now,
new world.
a whole new world. We're just going to see how long this Magic Carpet ride is going for as... I mean, I'm thinking of how Saiyan Reborn wants to play this out to catch somebody out. It's really difficult considering that they haven't started to break up the tier 2 turrets, which is kind of giving them this like safe zone vision line for the side of Trader.
I'm interested to see Lung. He just picked up the Demon's Event, giving him a bit of armor, while Faye at the same time taking Blades of Despair, correct me if I'm wrong, the green color.
Yeah.
So it gives, you know, Lung's supposed to be more of the high damage pickup, but then he's more being balanced this time around. Perhaps he wants to give the role to other people or other heroes in hand. Because you have Silo, if Silo were to play Chao, it's going to be a hybrid tank. Definitely for sure. You won't see perhaps a damaging tank in here. But we're going to talk that about later. Hurricane Dance comes in for E1 as the rest of Team Trader, they want to burn down this tanky Minotaur. But he still survives!
He's still... Wait, does Lancelot actually pick him up? No, he
doesn't!
Oh, no!
A little bit of overcommitment over there by Team Traitors, and it's not really a good move. Not really wise one as well.
I mean, it was a great pickup there, but I mean, Minotaur is so tanky, and an overcommitment coming in from Faye, they completely forget that he still has his ultimate up.
And Lancelot as well, one of the squishiest heroes, going in solo without his teammates. This is a bit... not a very unwise try. But then a stole! Over here, a stolen kill off the Lord comes in for Traitor. Team Saiyan must be feeling very salty right now, and they will go in for the revenge kill. Decimate comes in as Chao will pick up the second kill, or perhaps the third kill in hand over here.
Oh yeah!
Wow!
It's so far so good, but sadly enough, they didn't actually get the Lord, which is kind of the big point here, because they needed to break their tier 2s, the tier 2s on the top, and also break their tier 1 on the mid side of the map, which kind of opens it a little bit more. Now they have to deal with this threat, which is kind of frustrating, because that just bought them a good 5 minutes from the side of Trader.
Yes, and it helps Trader to reset and recover from their end after they lost that war. Again, the steal was really good. If Team Saiyan Reborn just comes in with the Lord and that 3 kills, I think it's fair to say that Traitor might have lost the game and giving them the checkmate.
Yeah, especially putting them ahead enough to really start going for these big dives. Because right now, they're starting to even up the goal. They used to be much wider here, but Trader are playing a very, very nice game, choosing their fights especially well. They lost one team fight, so therefore they're still trying to stabilize here. But Windtalker going to be picked up by Rin here. I mean, Rin is going to be one-shotting people left, right, and center. Just be really careful when you're walking into your jungle. But now, once again, Trader is fanning out into a nice position, making sure that their jungle entrances are cleared. They spot out Lung here. They see Cho on the top side, so they know that they can't push up too far into the top jungle, but they are making the rotations to look for somebody out towards the bottom mid side.
This time around, Traitors are at the back seat of the car, and they have to do something to create the opportunity that they want to find. A nice ultimate done by Diggy, but then there is no threats or whatsoever from them. Minotaur did not even use his minion Fury for the ultimate in hand. And the rest of Team Traitor, they had to fall back. They don't have any more utilities coming in here. It looks like, ooh, that's a Hellcat kill over there with a Gushing kill as well, giving 3 members surviving for Team Traitor. Team Traitor has to fall back. They don't have any more damage dealers except for Bane. And Team Saiyan Reborn, they will go in with the help of the head side here. And my, oh my, they're gonna go in all for this angle. A nice move by Team Saiyan with that Minotaur Fury. And it looks like it's gonna be a clean sweep and the Crystal Base for the victory.
And that's going to be a game over to Saiyan Reborn. They're looking a lot more comfortable. I like the way they play. I like the way they play, but I kind of feel like they're struggling to look for opportunities or set up opportunities to end the game in comparison to Trader here. Trader did a really good job. They knew how to play from behind. They didn't want to give up too much. And once Hellcat was in a position to actually take out one of the members, it became so difficult. But the turnaround was really nice.
I like the turnaround as well. They are much more confident, and you know, Diggy was he was playing a bit lackluster. The ultimate wasn't at point for the ulti to come out and to deny them all. And Team Saiyan was just like, you know what? Since Diggy used his ulti, why not let's just go all in? Kills after kills and turrets are down. This is a straight instant destructive.
Absolutely. Let's look at a couple of highlights here. And this is the level 1, which was super questionable. Like, why? Why you were trying to proxy the wave? You were trying to proxy the wave, and then it became a little too much. But this was so nasty that at the last second that bomb blew up and he just couldn't get out of it at the very end there. I mean, because of this, Trader got got into a really nice position to take these fights, but eventually Saiyan Reborn did a really nice come around once they started to hit their stride. And when they did, it became really difficult for the team, for Team Trader to play because they just kept getting caught off so many times by Cho.
Yes, indeed. And I like how Team Traitor, even though they are down by a lot of disadvantages, they still kept it aggressively. If only they could, you know, find a turnaround from there through the opportunities that they have. I think the Lord was a great one. After the Lord, they should have backed away, perhaps to reset the battle, but then they were caught off guard by Saiyan Reborn. It's somewhat delaying the inevitable because Saiyan Reborn has so many advantages. They could just sweep them off the feet with so much error being done.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, Trader was trying to take back this game, but I mean, they messed up once.
Yeah.
One time, and that just and right off the bat, they ended the game with that from Saiyan Reborn. I definitely feel like given a couple more minutes, Trader would have been able to even out the goal score, and then just take this game away. But I think off of one mistake, Saiyan Reborn are still sharp. They're still on the ball in these fights.
Yes, indeed. And we did see the Lord taking over here as Team Saiyan. They're just going to go all in. They already know they have the man advantage. They have Diggy not using his ultimate already, and he's deemed a bit useless. This is the one thing of the risk of using Diggy as a support, because the ultimate only can cover up one denial. It's not multiple denials, and maybe Team Saiyan realized that maybe perhaps having 4 area effect CC heroes in hand, you know, you could just deny one time, we still have 3 more in hand, and they did it really well.
Yeah, I definitely think they did a good job. They did a good job.
But it's still a bit shaky.
It's still, yeah,
yes.
I agree. It's still a bit shaky. But let's see how these teams close this up after this break. And don't forget that the MPL is brought to you by EGG Network as well as Moontoon. Thank you for making Season 2 happen. We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, it's going to be Game 3.
In Patch 88, we introduced the Jade Path expansion, with which we told a story of how the Minotaurs were punished by the gods due to their excessive avarice. Players were able to follow the last survivor of the Minoan race as he ventured back to the Maze of Minos, searching for salvation and redemption. As many of you know, Minotaur's journey led to an all-out battle royale over the Twilight Orb. However, the story is not over yet. When the dust settled, a new hero emerged. The Land of Dawn's legendary King of Thieves has been secretly planning a grand heist with his partner Dexter. And so, an untold chapter of the Jade Path unveils itself. A brand new adventure is coming on August 1st, Cloud's grand heist event. Experience an all-new story as you unlock Cho and his skin, Hip Hop Boy, for free along the way. In the latest update, Patch 96, we buffed up Cho and the Hip Hop Boy's model and made some tweaks to his skills, so don't miss out on getting the upgraded Kung Fu Master. As the story of Cloud's grand heist unravels, a brand new game mode will launch, Mirror Mode. In this mode, rather than everyone using a different hero, players on the same squad will have to use the same hero in battle. The interactions between the same hero bring new strategies into the gameplay, which provides a totally new battle experience. For example, Natalia's smoke bomb now allows all of her allies within the area to dodge basic attacks. Eudora's superconductor now gives all of her allies skills extra magic damage. Try different heroes in Mirror Mode to discover more interesting new mechanics. When selecting a hero for Mirror Mode, you and your teammates will have to vote on 6 different randomly selected heroes. The hero who receives the most votes will be the one your team uses in battle. Everyone on your team will use the same hero, so make sure to choose wisely. During the battle, heroes will receive different buffs depending on their roles. For example, tanks will have extra attack damage, while marksmen and support will take less damage. So, in this mode, you can have 5 support heroes attacking 5 marksmen head-on without holding back at all. Mirror Mode will be available between August 1st and August 15th. We hope that everyone can have a refreshing and unique battle experience in this brand new game mode. Be sure to let us know your thoughts on Mirror Mode, and we'll continue to improve it in future updates. Of course, the story isn't complete without its protagonist, the King of Thieves, Cloud. The The mischievous, sneaky yet deadly Cloud will debut on August 7th. Check out Cloud's Hero Spotlight trailer releasing this Friday. For those who do not want to miss out on key information on Cloud's amazing skills, be sure to check this out. Last but not least, we've prepared tons of more surprises for you. Survival Mode is coming back right after Mirror Mode's limited run. You can also play all the heroes for free on August 18th while having an experience bonus on the same day. In the meantime, there's another never-before-seen epic giveaway coming your way soon. So stay tuned for more details. And that's all for today. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Hero Spotlight where we introduce the latest heroes of Mobile Legends. This week we are releasing the infamous Lord of Thieves, Cloud, and his simian sidekick, Dexter. As the Land of Dawn's King of Thieves, Cloud is a mischievous and sneaky fellow who can steal practically anything. In fact, with the help of his trusty sidekick Dexter, Cloud has never failed a job. After going to great lengths to acquire Mr. Rooney's mysterious device, Cloud made quite a few enemies and has no choice but to join the battlefield. As the Lord of Thieves, Cloud is ridiculously difficult for enemies to catch. In the off chance that Cloud and Dexter find themselves caught in the tight scuffle, they are able to unleash a devastating barrage of gunfire upon enemies to make a great escape. For his first skill, Cloud robs his enemies of movement and attack speed within a fan-shaped area, dealing physical damage in the process. If the crowd control of this skill wasn't enough, Cloud gains a certain amount of the movement and attack speed he robbed from enemy units, although the precise amount depends on the number of enemy units affected. Cloud can get a higher buff if he steals movement and attack speed from enemy heroes, so keep that in mind. Using this skill, Cloud can ensure that he can move freely while hindering his enemies, thus creating a safer environment for him to eliminate enemies. As for his second skill, Cloud uses Mr. Rooney's device to summon a mirror image of Dexter, which auto-attacks enemy units. Activating the skill again allows Cloud to instantly teleport to the mirror Dexter's location, indeed making Cloud quite difficult to catch. Dexter's mirror image deals physical damage and carries the effects of his basic attacks. This skill is highly
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the MPL Season 2 Game 1 Team Cyan Reborn going up against Team Traitors. That was a nice game indeed, Game 2. It was a bit shaky, but Cyan Reborn came back and proved to them that they are still into game. We're going to go to round 3 for this one. And again, MPL is brought to you by EGG Network and Moonton.
I mean, so far it's been a back and forth. I definitely feel Team Trader there made a mistake at the very end, and they got punished severely by the end game thanks to Team Cyan Reborn. Yeah. They saw the opportunity. They knew Diggy didn't have the ultimate.
Correct.
They went straight in and they just took the team fight away immediately. So that's really well done by Team Cyan. But I kind of feel like Trader is a little bit more consistent in comparison to Team Cyan in many of these cases, because they're choosing more intelligent fights. They're really taking into consideration the opportunities to actually go in and whether or not they're able to take out the main damage dealers.
Yes, indeed, and they did some significant highlights from there. They steal the lot away. They did a lot of good comeback team fights from there previously, but then it was a little bit too late because of that one misplay onto Diggy's ultimate. It was like a psychological game. It's like, alright, who's gonna draw his gun first?
Exactly.
Apparently, suddenly Diggy just draw his gun, missed the shot, and that is the end of the Texas showdown.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate as well because like everything was all aligned. It was happening on the bottom side of the map,
correct,
where they didn't have their tier 1s or their tier 2s. They only had their tier 3 tower.
Correct.
And they had a huge wave on top of that. So that was like the stars are just aligning to end the game there. And Team
kind of snowballed to that moment, that checkmate moment, right?
Exactly. And Team Cyan Reborn identified that and immediately punished them here. So now the big question is whether Team Trader is going to pull up a composition like this again, because so far they've been picking up Bane quite often in these past 2 games. Are they going to pick Bane again once more for Game 3?
If Bane wasn't banned, I feel like they want to go with that Bane and build a lineup kind of compose over him, like, kind of build around him from there. But I feel like Team Traitor, they could just ditch the Diggy away. I feel like having a support as Diggy is going to mess up a bit of your offense. Yes, we do see a very nice combo coming up for Lancelot Jawhead with Diggy's pullback. But after the pullback, what is it going to be happening? The bomb is too slow to explode to everyone. It's better to get another hero which can deal damage at the same time, support or initiate the attack. Again, back to the fighter meta style. You can go with somebody perhaps Alpha indeed, or maybe Lapu Lapu. I haven't seen a Lapu Lapu yet since day one.
Yeah, day one was the only time, and that was picked up, if I'm correct, by, I was casting the game, it was Team Icon who actually played Lapu Lapu.
Against We Own Wolf.
Against We Own Wolf. But it's interesting to say now, because I kind of feel like Diggy was a really good pick there against the Minotaur, because you can completely deny his ultimate, and I think that's what they intended it for.
Yes.
And then that's kind of that back and forth, as we said, the Texas Showdown, who draws the gun first. Because, I mean, the moment you see Minotaur, it's either you see him flicker into you, and then you have to preemptively use your ultimate to make sure that you protect your entire team, because if you get hit by that ultimate, it's pretty much over.
And it looks like we're going to go into Game 3, the final game of the series for Saiya Reborn and Traitor. Whoever wins this will get 2 points in the scoreboard, while the other other team, they will still bring back something and not empty-handed.
Yeah. Ooh, we're just gonna see
the Alice being banned out already.
Very fast, very fast ban.
Respect ban, nothing, nothing to say. And Selena standard ban coming in from Team Traitor. It looks like Natalia will be banned as well from Team Saiya Reborn. Going in for the final ban phase.
It's probably going to Grok. Yeah, there it is. And that means first pick is going to go over to Team Saiya Reborn here. Who do they want to pick up here? Do they want to deny a hero from Team Traders, or do they want to actually get a pick that might benefit themselves here? Because I mean, you could deny and then build afterwards, Hellcat here.
But I think the Hellcat and the Gushing pick is really useful. It's kind of impactful as well. So they don't really need to worry on whether the enemies has impactful heroes to their lineup. They just care for more and themselves first, and then try to make things work with the whatever cards they've drawn. It looks like Team Traitor is gonna pick Bane and Jawhead. Like you said, Bane is back for their lineup.
Is back, yeah. And I'm expecting Gushing. I'm expecting Martis as well. Do they want a dedicated tank? Oh yeah, there it is. And it looks like it's going to be the Minotaur as well as the Gushing as well. Now that kind of means that Team Traitor is going to have to pick up Lancelot on from themselves. But do they want to actually get Diggy again? We'll just kind of have to see here. That one will be interesting.
Going back to your question, perhaps they could replace Diggy with Kaya. I feel like Kaya would be a better option because you can use Divine Judgment and just shut down Minotaur if he wants to do it, and the rest of the teammates can follow up and kill him off instantly. But it's going to be tough, and it looks like Team Traitor is going to hover onto Hayabusa. We never talked about him before because he was rarely chosen. He's not chosen like throughout the games, and now he is back into the pick lineup.
Alright, so now we're seeing healers, the dedicated tank coming up from Team Traitor. Also, as well as the Hayabusa. This is going to be great to see. However, that kind of leaves up quite a number of picks for the side of Saiya Reborn, and I think they've got a very classic lineup that we've seen time and time again, having the two fighters, an assassin, an attack-based assassin as well, an attack-based carry, and also your dedicated tank.
Yeah, it's a support tank.
But strangely enough, they didn't actually want to actually go for a mage, as we've seen in prior times. They're looking to skirmish and fight. This looks like a really big boy comp.
Depending on that, Gushing can be played as a mage and assassin, but of course we do see the emblems coming in. A lot of them are using Impure Rage as one of the emblems for mage itself. Perhaps Gushing could be played as pure mage instead of a hybrid assassin mage in here. I mean, in one way. Look at that.
True, but I mean, in the end, he's just going to be an assassin that deals magic damage. So this just looks like a really big boy comp here. They just want to fight. Just look at this lineup. Level 2, they're looking to fight.
Wow, E1 for the final pick will be Vexana.
I can see this working out.
This is interesting because you can see that they have Minotaur, they can copy out Cho, they can copy out Martis. There are 3 heroes to copy out and give them the clone after the curse has been set up. And it's going to be very unique to see that you have a very heavy lineup and at the same time you're adding another member to help out in your team fight.
Yeah, and I think Vexana is kind of a very interesting pick because she is so good into heavily melee-based compositions, and as you can see, all of them are melee. So this is going to be the perfect time to actually really pop off here, because getting the clone right, you get to copy some of their stats as well.
Yes,
and that's great because all of them are so dependent on auto attacks that this is going to be the perfect time for them to actually start getting ahead. Let's say you get a copy of Hellcurt, that's going to work really nicely for you.
Yeah.
And not to mention that if they want to engage, they're going to be grouped up pretty well, so getting her first and second abilities aren't going to be that difficult to land as long as they're in the jungle. But let's get straight into this game. This is going to be Game 3, Saiyan Reborn versus Team Trader. Who's going to take this game this time round?
You go first.
I'm going to say Team Trader here. I like their lineup. I definitely feel it's a lot more calculated and a lot better, especially against Team Saiyan Reborn's composition.
I also like Team Trader's lineup. I think they are using the most comfortable heroes that they have right here. I think this is the first game. Some of these are deja vu heroes being played in the first game, and it works out pretty well. They're not going to mess around right now because they want to win this game. And it looks like an early taking off the jungle buffs, the jungle creeps. Very standard. I think every hero wants to get the buffs to get the early advantage. But in the meantime, you can see that Hayabusa and Hylos, they are just gunning over here, trying to push out Team Saiyan Reborn away from their jungle buffs.
And they don't mind actually taking a bit of damage here. They're able to heal up no problem and just take another jungle camp. It's splitting between the both of them. One of them is going to get some heals, so it's going to be fine overall, but they just want to deny the EXP from Hayabusa, who sees, oh no, Martis pushed it all the way down to my bot side. I got to take this wave.
And taking the wave is crucial because you want to control your lane, you want to control your jungle. You don't want anyone to like intrude that jungle and steal away your jungle buff. It's very demoralizing, especially in the early rounds of the meta game. Yeah,
it denies you a lot of space as well as looks like this is going to be a big fight.
Nice. It looks like a very nice knockback over here after the eject coming in from Jawhead, stealing not only the gold but putting a lot of damage onto Minotaur and Hellcurt.
Yeah, as we can see, the regeneration is coming in from Eon. He's running low on mana here, so but he doesn't. I mean, Saiyan Reborn, they're looking for a quick rotation to catch somebody off here. I mean, Gushin he hasn't hit his level 4 just yet, but this is going to be the pickoff that we're looking for.
Oh, the ultimate does come in for Jawhead, but then he's unable to finish them off. He has to run away when the Dark Knight falls onto Hellcurt. And they are going to stop that match. Don't want any BS from both sides.
Yeah, and now the level 4s are being hit off pretty fast here with better numbers coming in from Team Trader. They brought over healers to make sure that they're able to secure this by themselves, but 2 rotations coming in from the side. They're looking to fight here.
And the contest of Turtle will come in. The first Turtle, ladies and gentlemen, is at the top side, my favorite side of the map. As here comes the fight. The top of the Helven's Highway is in place. The rest of the members will go in while Traitor winning the turtle fight. But then they need to fall back. First Blood comes in with the triple kill of Team Saiyan Reborn. And my oh my Gushin and the rest of the team wants more blood. Maniac coming in. 4K kill onto Gushin. Wow, that is a turnaround. And I think even though they lost the turtle, that is more than enough damage being done by Team Saiyan Reborn.
Absolutely. A really great ultimate coming in from Evil here. He was in the perfect place. He hit 3 people with that Minotaur ultimate there. So really, a lot of respect coming to him. Because if had he not landed it, they probably would have traded 1 for 1.
So with the help of Minotaur coming in and then Gushin coming in as a clean sweep.
It was set up. Yeah, it was set. It was so set up for Gushin. But now, quick rotations coming in for Trader. They want to get some kind of a response here.
They want to get the revenge kill. It looks like Minotaur is going to be the unlucky one to get damage. At the same time, he's going to pop out his ulti, trying to save himself over that deadly catch from Bane.
Didn't look like Kachik was actually committing to the fight here, because I'm pretty sure he could have just flicked him over and then they would have secured the kill. Kind of strange that he didn't want to use it.
It looks like the highway has popped out again, giving Team Saiyan one more chance to at least defend their base. But then it looks like the top lane will be hovered onto Trader's side. They will get the top lane despite losing Hayabusa at the bottom lane. Meanwhile, the rest of the teams are just going to scatter away back into safety.
And this is kind of why you don't want to put why you don't want to put Hayabusa against the Martis, because Hayabusa takes some time to actually come up online. I thought he was actually going to commit to it all in there. But yeah, as I was saying, Hayabusa doesn't really come up online in the early stages of the game. He gets much better towards the mid game, and he needs that Bloodlust Axe to really start pushing himself forward, to sustain in lane, and then after that start pumping out for damage from there on out. But it's just so difficult to do that sometimes, especially when you're up against Martis, because every time you stick your head in, you're going to have to take some damage, and then you're forced to shadow dash out of there, which in most cases you want to hold that up.
Yes, you want to hold the ground, stand your line at least firmly as possible. And like you said, if he were to back out, he's going to lose his economy game in the sense he won't get enough farm. He's going to get pressured every single lane. It's not good for a solo Hayabusa when he's supposed to take pushes. But then the fight comes in already. A nice ultimate coming in from Team Saiya Reborn. They are needing blood. Martis, a Shuriken, will get the first kill of this war. And it looks like Traitors gonna fall back. They don't want to take this war again.
Absolutely. Traitors are doing a really good job there. I mean, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough there because like they could decide to keep going for it, but I'm sorry. Saiya Reborn was able to pick off Fish before he was able to do much in that situation. So it's a give and take, but really nicely done. Saiya Reborn coming in, getting the pick off, and nicely done by Traitor for disengaging completely from the fight.
And a huge credit to coming to Lung as well. I think his Decimate was on point.
Oh
instantly
yeah, it was.
Destroying the pick off from Team Traitor. And this is also a smart move from Team Traitor because they feel like they want to continue the fight, but they say, you know what, let's not risk it. Let's just fall back, let's reset it. It's still early into the game, even though they are down by 6 kills.
Exactly.
Ouch.
But just looking at the EXP, Hayabusa is starting to get ahead. He's going to have quite a bit of base damage later on. And this is what they've done previously many, many times before. They're going to fight on an objective, take the objective, slowly peel back, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.
It's already 6 minutes, 15 seconds down the clock. Team Saiya Reborn, even though they don't have the extra turret taken down, but they have a lot of farm in their hands. 6 kills, 0. 1,000 gold lead, not too shabby. Anything is possible back. While Team Traitor, they will need to at least win objectives in the map. At least get the map control first, getting the crabs in hand before fighting in the war. They need to pump up their Hayabusa and the rest of the members who's going to lead the war.
Yeah, and this is kind of playing with fire here. Just getting very, very close. Looking for an opportunity to go all in, which I understand, but just you gotta give some respect. Team Saiya Reborn, they could try and set up a trap here, but can they really commit to it? Because they need to take out Vixana really quick. Because if the fight is prolonged, Vixana is able to pump out more and more value out of the clones, and also her abilities will come off the cooldown as well. But it's just so difficult to really catch her off because she's always with her buddies next to her. They've both got Jawhead and Alice right on top of each other. Like, what can you do in this particular situation?
And team fight comes in after the bushes. It will be Team Traitors to stab them from the back. But it looks like Helka is going to get the kill onto that, giving Team Traitors that disadvantage in the fight. Hylos, meanwhile, is able to get the trade off from this angle before Gushin getting his own monster kill. And the double kill comes in. Gushin, he's just going all in right now for Team Saiya Reborn, and they want blood. CeeLo is there, and he will be assisting Team Saiyan for the kill.
Yeah, this is not looking too good for Traitor here. One more team fight, they're going to be at least an item ahead of them. And that's going to be rough to deal with because right now they are a couple of components ahead. Not too bad, but they're going to be waiting for their next power spike. I mean, they're getting up the Demon's Advent once more. They're just going to slowly push up ahead. They're following the same build as last time, but finally the Endless Battle being unlocked by Fade. He's going to have a good amount of damage now, but will he be able to 1v1 pretty much anybody onto the side? I'm pretty sure he can take out Hellcrit given the time, but everybody else from the side of Saiya Reborn is going to be a little bit more tougher to kill.
Tougher to kill indeed. Even though Traitors, they are a much more well-balanced play, but again, you have to take note of Team Saiya Reborn. You have 3 members who can deal so much damage. As you can see in the screen, ladies and gentlemen, the come fight will go in here as Gushin gets another kill, giving him the legendary status in town. And Traitors, they have to feel very, very afraid and petrified.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard for
the pick-offs. Like, literally, the pick-offs are so disadvantaged towards
Exactly.
Traitors.
I mean, traders are really trying here. It's
Yeah.
not like they aren't looking for opportunities to actually go in, but I mean, Hellcrit has caught them off time and time again. And that's kind of a problem here because the silence coming in from Rin is ridiculous.
Looks like Evil is gonna suffer a bit of HP over here, but then the Lord has been stolen by will be taken by Cyan Reborn, and the Lord, Almighty Lord, will continue pushing. It looks like Team Cyan, they are a bit smarter this time. They're gonna take the Lord, they're gonna rush back, but then, hey, looks like there'll be a comeback from here as Team Cyan gets the kill, and one more kill coming in, a legendary status once more for dear Gushing.
Yeah, and Team Cyan, at this point of time, they've got Lord. Everything is just working for them. They need to capitalize on this Lord. They can pretty much take any objective they want on the map as long as Lord is pushing, because everybody from side of Trader needs to deal with it. If not, they're going to lose the game.
Oh no, Trader.
Oh, the flicker super early on, really. Rather interesting. Trying to get a nice angle to get on onto Vexana to unleash the Wave of the Dragon, but doesn't look like he's getting anywhere too close.
And I kind of like Hellcat. He's away from the map. He's going to let his teammates do the dirty work over here onto the turret, but then it's going to be very easily taken down by Team Trader onto the Lord.
Absolutely. This is a slower game compared to most. More calculated, more thoughtful from the side of, from both teams here, which is really interesting. Ooh, Vexana able to get the ability off, but just not going to be able to really take it all the way. But once again, Rin is just, he only comes when the team fight's about to happen, and when he needs to clean them up, that's when you see Rin coming in from the back on the Hellcurt.
Hellcat indeed being the playmaking assassin player in this game, giving out a lot of opportunities for his team to initiate wars through the ultimate Dark Knight Falls. But the rest of the members of Team Cyan, they are also confident that they can take this win ahead, or take these battles ahead. If you can see the compositions right now, I feel like Team Cyan can win any single team fight given if they play their cards right.
Yeah, but they need the position here, and I think Cyan Reborn definitely is starting to become very adaptable and starting to predict really, really well where Cyan is going to set up their traps, and they are just completely avoiding it here.
It looks like Rin takes up Windtaker, the sword, and to give him the extra critical rate and max speed. And I did see CeeLo getting the Demon's Advent, giving him the extra advantage of the armor and tankiness in here. This is actually really good. I mean, CeeLo, he doesn't need to be more of a damage dealer. He just needs to be a hybrid tank, deal so much damage and initiate the attacks from the angles itself.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a lot better, especially when you're on turn. You don't need the full damage just yet, but they're going to retreat from here. But coming in from the backside here, do they really want to go for this?
Oh, it looks like Dark Knight's Fall come in again, but Hellcat taking down Bane. Legendary comes in as well. Double kill.
Wow!
Triple kill as well. Triple kill. It's gonna be a wipe out. My goodness, I was just saying double kills, triple kills all the way. But then Team Cyan Reborn just proved everybody wrong, especially me here, because they are going to put down the chess piece and take down the king in the chess play.
Ooh, and that's going to be a 2-1 victory on to Cyan Reborn against Team Trader. And I mean, at the very end there, they just disrespected Hellcurt's damage. I mean, that was really nasty. Once he got the silence off, once everyone popped their abilities, he was able to walk around to the back, quickly pop down the Nightfall, and it was just over. Look, I mean, what could you do in that situation? Because Hellcurt is going to consistently proc his passive and just continuously silence you again and again and again, and at that point, it really disrupts your combo. Not to mention that Vexana is so dependent on her spells because her auto attacks don't really do much, just dies so quickly to Hellcurt.
And yes, indeed. And Hellcurt, even with his hero kits, is even a bit more stronger in the hands of fighting. We have to give credit as well to Gushing. Gushing as well, starting off with the primary dealer, dealing so much damage, getting his own legend, getting a double kill inside, and just depending on these two assassins, which is the comfortable heroes, alongside with Martis and Minotaur, dealing so much damage, giving no room of space for Traitor. And we just got news from our production crew that Jin is top 1 Gushing. Wow. So again, comfortable heroes beats all odds. I was kind of supporting Traitor's lineup because it was really well balanced.
Yeah,
I feel like there was there's a pushing power into it, but it felt to the power of the damage from Team Cyan Reborn.
Yeah, I mean, Cyan Reborn played really well in the early to mid game. I think towards the later stages of the game, they are kind of the one thing. My only criticism is that they really struggle to finish games, look for ways to really choke out your opponent.
Yeah.
And I think that they need to fix that. They need to fix that sooner or later, because when they're going up against these higher level teams, they will have a lot of trouble closing out these games. So if you have a snowball, you need to take that lead all the way home.
Yeah, indeed. And I was quite surprised. I thought Traitors could actually close the game up. There was a
Yeah,
third game.
yeah,
They always had the clutch gene. They won't necessarily just throw the game away. But I wouldn't say throw. They're just like, they're out of focus. They weren't the same team in the game or round one itself. So again, GGWP to Team Traitors. You guys can go back again, learn back the film, you know, perhaps improve on the strengths and perhaps decrease down the weaknesses. And congratulations to Team Saiya Reborn. You guys get 2 points. And that's, I think that's a lot of money. It's 400 USD. If I'm mistaken. 400 USD, wow.
That's just way too good. But when we come back, we're going to go over to the next game of the day. So stay tuned for that. The MPL Season 2, brought to you by Moontoon and EGG Network. We'll be right back.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Hero Spotlight, where we introduce the latest heroes of Mobile Legends. This week we are releasing the infamous Lord of Thieves, Cloud, and his simian sidekick, Dexter. As the Land of Dawn's King of Thieves, Cloud is a mischievous and sneaky fellow who can steal practically anything. In fact, with the help of his trusty sidekick Dexter, Cloud has never failed a job. After going to great lengths to acquire Mr. Rooney's mysterious device, Cloud made quite a few enemies and has no choice but to join the battlefield. As the Lord of Thieves, Cloud is ridiculously difficult for enemies to catch. In the off chance that Cloud and Dexter find themselves caught in the tight scuffle, they are able to unleash a devastating barrage of gunfire upon enemies to make a great escape. For his first skill, Cloud robs his enemies of movement and attack speed within a fan-shaped area, dealing physical damage in the process. If the crowd control of this skill wasn't enough, Cloud gains a certain amount of the movement and attack speed he robbed from enemy units, although the precise amount depends on the number of enemy units affected. Cloud can get a higher buff if he steals movement and attack speed from enemy heroes, so keep that in mind. Using the skill, Cloud can ensure that he can move freely while hindering his enemies, thus creating a safer environment for him to eliminate enemies. As for his second skill, Cloud uses Mr. Rooney's device to summon a mirror image of Dexter, which auto-attacks enemy units. Activating the skill again allows Cloud to instantly teleport to the mirror Dexter's location, indeed making Cloud quite difficult to catch. Dexter's mirror image deals physical damage and carries the effects of his basic attacks. This skill is highly flexible and is great for when Cloud wants to make an epic attack or a dashing retreat. Try using this skill to break into enemy lines, then activate Cloud's ultimate for a devastating attack. Using the skill, even if Cloud's ultimate is not ready, will also throw enemies off balance, as he cuts in and out of the skirmish. Now for Cloud's ultimate. He and Dexter join together in an explosive 360-degree attack that deals continuous physical damage to at most 2 enemy units. This skill also carries the effects of basic attacks and gives Cloud a temporary shield. Any attack speed buffs will increase the hits of damage dealt. Using Cloud's ultimate with equipment items that buff the effects of basic attacks, such as Golden Staff, can result in massive damage against enemy units. Regarding the 2-target limitation, we highly recommend to only use Cloud's ultimate when there are only 2 enemy heroes nearby, for greater damage. Also, be sure to take advantage of the added shield to launch a deadly counterattack against enemies. Finally, for his passive, Cloud's partner in crime, Dexter, will help him attack, dealing bonus damage to Cloud's targets. Keep in mind, this passive carries the bonus effects of basic attacks. Therefore, we highly recommend Cloud to equip items that buff the effects of basic attacks. As for the equipment items, we recommend the following 3 sets. Cloud's passive and ultimate are both highly dependent on basic attack effects. Thus, Golden Staff is a perfect pick. Cloud, being able to deal 2 hits of damage, can easily activate the effects of Golden Staff. In terms of emblem sets, we highly recommend everyone to use the Marksman emblem set, which provides strong lifesteal effects and DPS buffs, all of which are great with Cloud's nature. As for talents, definitely try using Greed, Swift, and Weakness Fighting. In fact, definitely use Weakness Finder as it greatly helps Cloud when exerting crowd control and reaping. For battle spells, we recommend using Inspire. In our eyes, there is no better battle spell for Cloud's heavy focus on DPS. Cloud sneakily takes down an enemy tower, enemies closing in on his location. Cloud cleverly uses the Art of Thievery to slow down the enemies. He summons a mirror image and immediately teleports away from Johnson and Aurora's dangerous attacks. What a clutch move. Now Lancelot and Freyr coming in hot. Cloud activates his devastating ultimate and eliminates both of them. Cloud switches positions with the mirror image once again to dodge another of Johnson's attacks. Cloud eliminates Aurora and Layla as they attempt to escape. Johnson's rushing back into the skirmish, but is no match for Cloud's hit-and-run shots. Wow, a pentakill. And that's Mobile Legends' latest hero, Cloud, coming soon for 599 diamonds or 32,000 battle points. Make sure to take advantage of the 30% launch week discount. And until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hi everyone, we meet again in this new episode of Mobile Legends Hero Spotlight. In this episode, we will introduce Aldo, the contractor, who swore to protect the ancient maze of Minos. As the leader of the Minoan Guard, Aldo swore to protect the maze of Minos for his entire life. Unfortunately, the gods saw it fit to punish him by changing his bodily form, giving him a grotesquely large arm that struck fear in the people around him. What's scarier is that his arm can gain seemingly infinite power through the souls trapped within it. Needless to say, Aldo is a formidable foe on the battlefield. Overall, Aldo is capable of attacking nearly any enemy on the map, and he has the ability to endlessly strengthen his attack damage by killing his foes. In short, Aldo is a warrior who possesses strong burst DPS. For his first skill, Aldo activates his arm's latent energy to strengthen his next basic attack. If that attack kills an enemy unit, then Aldo's basic attack damage will permanently increase. What makes this skill even stronger is that enhanced basic attacks will deal bonus damage against minions, making Aldo a good choice for laning. In fact, this skill is Aldo's primary DPS skill. We recommend everyone to solo a lane in order to accumulate as much damage enhancements as possible, thus allowing Aldo to become a deadly foe in mid to late game. For his second skill, Aldo activates a defensive barrier that makes him immune to all basic attacks and reduces damage from other attack types. When reactivating the skill within 1 second of activation, or when the skill duration ends, Aldo will stun and damage nearby enemy units. Use the skill before charging into a skirmish, and Aldo will most likely survive long enough to use his first skill twice. If the battle feels too heated, taking advantage of this skill's stun effect can be very useful in promoting Aldo's survivability. For his ultimate, Aldo can temporarily gain the field of vision of any one of the enemy heroes. During this time, reactivating his ultimate allows Aldo to lock onto one of the enemy heroes for a strike that damages and knocks back the enemy hero. However, canceling the strike while Aldo is attacking results in additional cooldown time. Use this skill and Aldo can attack any enemy hero on the map, which is indeed very powerful. However, do not use the skill blindly. For example, it would be better to cancel Aldo's ultimate if he's attacking an enemy surrounded by allies. We strongly, and I mean strongly, urge everyone not to feed. As for Aldo's passive, after every 3 attacks, the next attack's damage will generate a shield that absorbs damage, lasting 3 seconds each time. Now here's something amazing. The basic attacks enhanced by Aldo's first skill will also activate his passive. What this means is, Aldo can generate a very powerful shield due to the synergy between his passive and his first skill. In terms of the equipment builds, we recommend the following sets. We highly recommend using the first set, especially if Aldo is charging into skirmishes or holding a lane alone against many other heroes. The equipment item Endless Battle works especially well with Aldo's first skill in generating devastating damage output, while Wings of the Apocalypse Queen helps ensure Aldo's survivability when ganking. As for emblem builds, we highly recommend everyone to use the physical emblem set, and select Shield, Bravery, and Life Drain. Aldo is not strong during the early game, during which time he should be focused on laning to accumulate damage enhancements. The Emblem talent Life Drain should help Aldo survive the early game with greater ease. For battle spells, we recommend using Flicker to improve Aldo's ability to chase down enemies in the late game and to survive during the early game. Aldo activates his ultimate and sees the enemy Aurora on her own. Aldo activates a strike against Aurora, who can do nothing but hide underneath the tower. Aldo reaches Aurora. Wow, Aldo activates his first skill and knocks out Aurora. Now Aurora's allies are rushing to defend the area. Leslie is already under the tower, but Aldo chooses not to back down. He activates his second skill to absorb tower damage while he goes after Leslie. Leslie uses her second skill to knock Aldo back under the tower. Now, Aldo seems to be a goner, but no. He uses Flicker to teleport to Leslie and activates his first skill to finish her off. And that's Mobile Legends' latest hero, Aldo, coming soon for 599 diamonds or 32,000 battle points. Make sure to take advantage of the 30% launch week discount. Until next time.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
In patch 88, we introduced the Jade Path expansion, with which we told a story of how the Minotaurs were punished by the gods due to their excessive avarice. Players were able to follow.
Hey, welcome back everybody to the MPL Season 2, brought to you by Muntun and also EGG Network. My name is Fatal Fireway and KBC Sensei. We're going to be doing the cast for the next game. This is going to be Airasia Saiyan versus the Borneo Dragons. Who's going to take it away? We're not too sure. I want to know what you have, because I'm pretty confident on one side, but I'll let you know later. What's your thoughts?
It's going to be very interesting because this is the first matchup that we're going to see West Malaysia going against East Malaysia. For those who don't know, Borneo Dragon FV is the only East Malaysia team hailing from Sabah, and they will be battling against one of the top teams in Malaysia, not only West and East, but around Malaysia and Southeast Asia perhaps, which is Airasia Saiyan. It's going to be the underdogs going in with the veterans or the all-stars.
But let's have a look at what Saiyan has to say about that.
Sure.
Winning is not everything, but wanting to win is, and it starts with the right attitude.
And this is going to be the Airasian Saiyan lineup. This is going to be Gripex is your tank, Solos is the assassin, Fredo is your assassin, Benjahat is your assassin, Rush is your mid laner, and Logan as your fighter. These guys are really on the top of their game, but we want to give a quick highlight to Rush and his Cho. His Cho happens to also be the global ranking top 1 Cho player in the server, so keep an eye out for him in the higher ranks.
Correct indeed, and his Cho is using the emblem, which is the tank one, the tank emblem here, and he will equip Brave Smite. Crowd controlling an enemy grants 5% of max HP, and this effect has a 10-second cooldown. So this gives him a bit more of a buff in terms of his HP, giving him sustainable effect and sustainable absorption of damage to stay longer in the battlefield. While his spells is Flicker, not really a stranger to the spells, because he wants to go in and go hard.
He wants to make the plays.
Correct, the Jikundo and the Way of the Dragon as well, to initiate the wars.
Absolutely, and they gotta give a lot of respect to Rush's Cho here, because we've seen him time and time again making plays. It becomes really difficult to be like, they should really consider to actually banning out Cho. But who are they up against?
Oh, they're gonna go up against Borneo Dragons, and this will be their team profile. So take it away.
When the sky darkens and a thundering roar rises, look east and you see fire.
Look is indeed. Borneo Dragons FV. You can follow them on their Facebook page at Borneo Dragons Mobile Legends. We have Gato, K, ADZ, Miracle, and All Noob. And this team, hailing the only team from Sabah over here, it's going to be very interesting to see what can East Malaysia bring towards the table of this MPL league.
I kind of feel that there's a lot of expectations from this team because they're going to be coming here. People are going to kind of think, oh, they're from the East Malaysia. They're probably not exactly going to be the greatest, but you gotta keep an eye because these aren't just anybody. We're talking about K's Grok. K's Grok here. I mean, we barely get to see him in competitive play because he's banned out so much, but if you do let him through, you know who is going to pick it up.
The very interesting part is emblems isn't the tank emblem, it's going to be the support emblem right here. Focusing mark. After dealing damage to an enemy hero, the damage dealt by allies on the enemy hero will be increased by 6% for 3 seconds. And this effect has a 6% cooldown. It gives more mobility for his rest of the teammates to do so much damage in terms of team fight. And his spells, Retribution, he's going to do a lot of sneaky beaky kills with that Retribution onto Lord, Turtles, or Crabs, or any jungle buffs.
Not to mention you can actually, once you complete the jungle item, to actually just slow people down.
Yes.
And that kind of helps you because it adds up to the entire kit. I'm going to slow you down, going to deal a lot of damage, and the rest of my team will do the work.
Yes, indeed. And it's going to be fun to see both teams going against one another. This is the very first appearance, for those who don't know out there. And I am actually very interested to see this Borneo Dragon team. I've been told that they are one of the most competitive team in the Sabah region. Of course, we do have other Sabah teams as well, such as Equalizer from Season 1. And they will be representing, or Borneo Dragon will be representing the flag for not only Sabah Sarawak, but throughout the whole nation, the site.
Well, I don't really know what these teams have to say, but let's see whether there's a little heat between them.
Bagi Borneo FV, jangan ingat korang ada lambang naga dekat baju korang, korang boleh terbang jauh.
Kepada tim Airasia Science, nomor 1 bukanlah tidak boleh kalah kan. Jadi season ni kami akan kalahkan kamu nanti di liga nanti.
A little bit shaky onto Borneo's Dragons taunt.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's like they are feeling like, should I say these words? Because if we are going up against one of the Malaysian giants in this league, it's like, yeah, okay, never mind. We'll finish our sentences first, and then we'll go in with, we'll show our stuff in game, alright? We'll show our stuff in game.
They are men of action.
Yep,
men of action, little of words. But there's a lot of expectations with Borneo Dragons coming in here.
Yep.
They're the only East Malaysian team. They got to show up. They are going to be flying out those flags, and it's going to be interesting to see how they play because, as you mentioned before, we've heard that they are one of the most competitive teams on the east side. Yeah, and I just want to see whether the east side is able to keep up with the rest of the west side of Malaysia, and we might be surprised here because they might be able to pull something off. Yeah, that would be great to see because that would just add another level of complexity and also another level of competition to the MPL.
And you did mention that Borneo Dragons have an high expectation or higher expectation. I think Airasia is going to have times 2 or times 4 of that because nobody wants to see, or perhaps the giants of Malaysia, perhaps if they were to play it really soppy, it's going to give them a lot of, I don't know, a lot of that hype coming in. A lot of fans are going to have the hype bringing Airasia Science or rooting for Airasia Science for this win. To them, perhaps the fans, Airasia Science might have a clean sweep over Borneo Dragons. Perhaps. Perhaps. But then, it's going to be interesting to see what Borneo Dragons has on the table for them.
Exactly. And I think it kind of helps them test out where they need to go. Even if they do lose, you have a benchmark of, okay, this is now what we're aiming for. We know what the skill level is, and it's just a clear goal to achieve. And it's going to be great to see how these two teams play out.
Yes, indeed. And, Borneo Dragons as well, they are actually a team that has been sponsored by Flash Vision as well. So, a sponsored team shows that, you show the sponsors, you show the organization that, whoa, wait a minute, this is actually a very capable team.
Oh, yeah.
And giving the resources kind of improves their play style, kind of improves their confidence to play better, to play for a purpose in life.
Especially considering that just gives a big red flag of these guys have a lot of potential.
Correct.
They could be able to go far, but we're just going to have to see it once they get into the game here. But before that, we got to really discuss how Airasia Science has been playing so far. Because remember, They're not in the playoffs just yet. This is just for standings and early on. So early on into the season, they can actually try out newer things and actually start playing things that are a little bit out of the ordinary, just to kind of get a feel of what else can you abuse in the meta before they really start to push into the gas and really start getting games to make it into playoffs. Because remember, you just need to be in the top 8.
Yep, and indeed, I was quite surprised when Airasia Science, opening trailer where they post up all the roles of the players itself, and I noticed that every one of them should be playing multi-roles, multiplayers instead, because they have a lot of competition. They are all jack of trades. You can use any single hero depending on their position. The only downside of being a jack of trade, you could be a master of none, because again, if you're not comfortable with the hero selection or the position given to you, it's going to adjust, or it's going to affect a lot in terms of team gameplay and chemistry from there. Yep. Well, Airasia Science, yesterday they played a very sloppy first game against Flash Tyrants. Flash Tyrants was dominating all over them. But the game 2 itself, there was a mistake coming in from Flash Tyrants in here, and they are able to get the victory. While the third game, they are a whole new team.
Yeah.
But we'll see whether they are the same team from yesterday's game 3 as they will move on. Borneo Dragon FV going in versus the blue side, while Airasia Science, the red side.
Now, instantly the ban coming out on Joe straight away, making sure that nobody's gonna be playing Joe this time around, which is rather interesting. I mean, they don't want Rush to ever get it.
Respect ban.
Yeah, a lot of respect, but it doesn't look like the lineup is actually playing Rush
banned.
this time round, so they didn't even have to worry about that.
Logan is replacing Rush. Interesting
enemy
enough.
is banning.
From this angle, it looks like Hayabusa will be banned out here. And speaking of which, there is, there's a saying that, coming into such a big player here, Logan is a better player in a way that he can perform well in the bigger stages. I was quite intrigued when I see Logan being played in an online situation, because Rush excels really well in online gameplay.
Oh,
you can see
he
that
does.
he's actually really helping the team in his position, but perhaps Logan is there to fill up the spot, to give him that practice momentum he needs. It looks like Martis will be banned out here, and there's a lot of heroes coming into play. Selena will be first picked.
Yeah, a lot of, in my books, a lot of S-tier heroes have already been taken out. I mean, Hayabusa, Martis, and also Grok has been taken out really, really quickly early on to the game. These are the type of bans I was expecting for the previous games, but they're going to be locking in the Hellcrit as well as the Jawhead. I'm kind of liking this, though.
Yep.
But the only problem is that if they lock in Kai, they have a way to dedicate themselves to lock. If Hellcrit comes out of nowhere, Divine Judgment, he's in a lot of trouble.
He's literally shut down from
Yeah,
and
completely
wow, a
shut
double shutdown coming in, as not only Kaya will be in place, but it will be Digi as well, denying any area effect or cancellation of stun skills, aka CC, from this angle of Team Saiyan. Meanwhile, Team Saiyan, their S3 and S4 slots, they should go with perhaps a mage or another fighter perhaps to play in this game. Perhaps a tank as well. A primary tank would be useful in this angle, and it looks like Alice will be Harvard. I'm not sure that. Oh, it's gonna be a Johnson coming in alongside with Alice. Wow.
Huh. It looks like they are trying to catch them off of these, because so far they haven't really shown any way to really engage from Borneo Dragons.
Correct.
So BD is kind of in this awkward position where they're lacking damage. They're lacking quite a bit of damage, and I think Lapu Lapu and also Harley is going to add on to the damage, but they don't have a dedicated tank at this point, which kind of brings up the question, K's position in the role, whether he is going to be one who has to go into the off build, focus more on cooldowns and also health to be that sort of frontliner who looks to engage.
And I like this lineup chosen already. They're going to lock down onto Harley and Lapu Lapu onto BD's side. And Lapu Lapu, we finally see an appearance from here since day 1. He's back again. Perhaps he's going to give that stunning advantage. Meanwhile, at the same time, the last pick hero will be Lancelot onto Airasia's side. This is going to be very, very unorthodox, because normally you don't choose Assassin as the last slot hero. You normally go in as an early one, and maybe perhaps the tank or perhaps the last pick who goes in. But anyways, it's going to be fun. I want to see what Airasia Science gives us out throughout these cards that they've chosen.
I think I really want to see how Borneo Dragons pull this off, because their team composition is very, very awkward here. And I really want to talk about Lapu Lapu, because this is going to be a game where he's going to have to shine. And if he doesn't, then it's kind of it's going to be a lackluster pick, because I mean, Gutchen was up, but that's already too much magic damage at that point of time. So you have to go for the second best option, which is going to be either the Hayabusa, or even picking up an assassin like Lancelot, or in this case, Lapu Lapu.
Correct.
which is going to be interesting because Lapu Lapu has more utility on top of the damage as well. So I really want to see how Borneo Dragons fare up against Air Asian Saiyan this time around. I feel that Air Asian Saiyan has a little bit more of a traditional team fighting comp here. They've got the Johnson, they've got the Alice, so you know, Alice just hops on with Johnson, nice ride, goes for the engage, pops the ultimate straight away, and still has an escape tool.
So it looks like the predictions are up. You're gonna choose Air Asia Saiyan. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose Air Asian Saiyan, but I'm going to keep a very close eye to Borneo Dragons here because I want to see how they play. Unless they're able to abuse Lapu Lapu and also Selena, then I don't see them able to be taking out these games at any point in time. Mid game is going to be a little bit rough for them.
I'm gonna go with BD because I feel like they have the heroes which are very into meta right here, and Lapu Lapu would give that sense to stun down and make Selena very, very strong because of Abyssal Arrows. Like I said in the previous games and the matches, Selena is perhaps less impactful if Abyssal Arrows comes in as a solo shot or solo attempt, but with her team to initiate attacks, the Abyssal Arrow comes into very, very a very good impact from there.
A very good impact, yeah. I can see your argument there, but it's just more of can you land it? Can you land it? Because there are many ways to play around it.
It's still a mechanic game from there.
It's still a mechanic game, and in the earlier stages of the game, Air Asia has the advantage of level 2 because level 2 is coming in from the side of Borneo Dragons aren't going to be as powerful in comparison to Air Asia. I mean, looking at the haircut, looking at the Johnson, just what can you do? This lane is already pretty brutal in itself. They clear the waves way faster. You're expecting mid to always roam to the bot side of the map to keep it protected at all times, but expect another fight towards the bot side of the map because Turtle will be coming up in the next 30 seconds or so. So they're going to be waiting to hit those level 4s and then look for these fights.
And Borneo Dragons will stick the crab first in hand, giving Kaya that 150 gold advantage. Not really the best hero you want to get onto the gold advantage, but then it's better than none rather than losing it to Air Asia Saiyan. Meanwhile, the top lane, Harley actually went back. There's a lot of pressure coming in from the top side. Alice, Jawhead just deals so much damage towards him. But then team fight will come in here as Fredo is in a lot of trouble with the Constant, and he is able to run away over there. Air Asia Saiyan will try to chase back and perhaps deal more damage in hand, but it will be a stalemate advantage or stalemate result.
That is so sad. He was just one hit away from actually going down there, and man, oh man, that's really unfortunate for the side of Borneo Dragons, missing out on the first blood opportunity, even though they had priority and also the jump onto Air Asia Saiyan.
I like how Jawhead just eject Johnson.
Bail!
Right? Like, hey,
you're out of here!
Out of here. My turn to fight in the ball, and that is actually very good. Meanwhile, Borneo Dragons taking the turtle. What's to say on that?
I mean, they can definitely do that. I mean, Fredo is not able to really get into the fight. They see that it's a response because they can see on the top side here. They're going to get another pick onto Lancelot there. Just, he was hoping for a little too much, but he gets stunned just before his ultimate is able to pop off. Gets the catch straight away.
So it was unfortunate that, Lancelot was there at the wrong time. Pajahat, he wanted to perhaps steal the turtle away, but it did not go according to plan. And it seems like Fredo, he's going to go people over there with the car. And it looks like he's not going to find anyone, which kind of gives that disadvantage because you are open to one lane where the opponents can actually just farm and push the lane in their control.
Yeah. And as of right now, Fredo is just going to continuously look for someone to catch up in there. That's a pick-off.
The one here as the ulti did come up for Ziggy, but then can they finish up the kill? Jawhead does manage to kill off Selena over here. It looks like Greenpack's going to run away to safety. That's a very close call.
Yeah, that was a very close call. And once again, Fredo is going to get a second ultimate right off the bat. Looks like Borneo Dragons isn't going to be able to get any return kills. So far, they bailed out pretty well. Alice disengaged from the turret very, very nicely.
It was a very interesting move by All Noob using the Lapu Lapu. He actually flickered to stop Fredo from driving away. He was actually trying to prevent Fredo from going that side, but then it was a little bit too tanky. He's just able to follow. Meanwhile, that nice eject coming in from Logan's Jawhead over here. Unfortunately, the ulti isn't enough to follow up for the kill.
It looks like Diggy wasn't close enough for K to actually dash towards him, so he's forced to use the flicker. Man, these Abyssal Arrows, I absolutely hate them. I absolutely hate them.
It's like a cheese code, It's like cheat plus cheese. CC. That's why they call them CCs for one reason.
I mean, I definitely, I get what you mean, but it's just so frustrating to deal with, especially like the longer the range is, the higher the stun ratio is going to be. Not to mention you can just drop down traps, which helps you with vision. It's just so good overall, but this is going to be the big engage Oh, Fredo actually misses a little bit here. He's looking for Lapu Lapu, but looks like Logan's in a lot of trouble. Is he going to make it out?
Oh, he's going to get stunned, but then where's the trap? The trap should be able to come out, and he's not going to finish Logan from there. Jawhead just missing that slither of health before going down to the graveyard, but he will survive to live another day. Meanwhile, the top side, the bottom side of the turtle, it leaves that Airasia side will lose this war, and they have to give up their initiative for taking the turtle. BD, Borneo Dragons, they are just gunning all the way there, and they are not going to take the turtle from this angle.
I definitely think that Airasia had a miscommunication there, because they saw the fight actually go down on the mid side. They saw them disappear into the jungle, and they didn't respect that, and they still wanted to go for turtle. So I kind of feel like that was a miscommunication in comparison to Borneo Dragons, who immediately saw, oh, they dived bottom side. They used quite a few ultimates. We can actually take this fight. And that's exactly what they did. But we're just going to have to see how they play it out. Fredo again looking for a pick here once more. Doesn't, catches one person out, but is this going to be enough? Looks like Tamaga, he's going to actually make it out. Abyssal Dragon actually,
and Alice, he's able to do the inevitable, changing the tables around. And even though one kill is not, it is just a sufficient kill, because the rest of the members had to fall back, and it opens up the map control for Airasia Science, even though they still don't have the turrets in their hands. But then Turtle is open for Hellcat for the taking.
Absolutely, and just Selena not able to land that last Abyssal arrow is just so sad for Borneo Dragons. And especially since they're not able to get too many kills back in return, but really well played there by Airasia.
Gripax is there to try to cancel any BS from the steal. As Joy comes in with the ultimate, the turtle will be taken by Airasia, and Lancelot will slice and dice down one of the members of Borneo Dragons. Borneo Dragons are in a lot of trouble. Looking at that, they already lose 2 members down below, and there's more, but Selena is able to take a revenge kill. It's just avenging her teammates from that battle itself.
Looks like it's going to be 2-for-1 trade in favor of Airasia. However, BD will be able to take a turret on the top side in response. So now they're about even in terms of gold here. But can they hold this turret in time? Doesn't look like they are.
Selena has to be careful with that. Digi popping out the ulti to, just to save Selena away from danger. But it looks like the Abyssal arrows managed to catch somebody off guard from Airasia, and a 2 kill coming in for Harley. Perhaps a double kill also for Harley, making 3 kills to 0 for Borneo Dragon.
Really, really nice by Gato there. And also for Aldo, able to get that ultimate off on Lapu Lapu, catching out Alice there. Really nice, following it up, picking it off. And that was just so good for them, because now they are actually starting to push ahead. They are actually catching up with... They've evened out the gold differentials by a significant amount, and they're probably going to actually take mid-turn and get ahead into the game. And this is looking really good for Borneo Dragons, because they're going to be looking for the next play.
And this is a threat of Selena's Abyssal Arrow. It hits Lancelot first, the hero that you don't really want to get for. But then look at that, the war comes in. Airasia wants to answer this avenging of their hero kills over here. They're going to go in with the double kill for their team, and they want more blood. Looking at Hellcat, Lancelot just putting so much damage onto Diki. There's no way the little R can survive there. Hellcat with another kill, taking 4 members away from Borneo Dragon from their previous game of 3 members. That is a very sweet revenge.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Borneo Dragons made the mistake there. They were trying to be a little bit too aggressive. They need to remember that Johnson is still on the map. He is able to transport multiple people into the fight, and they can initiate fights if you're not careful. So it's all about fast rotations.
And fast rotations indeed. And I have to give credit to, Johnson coming in to finding that nice pickup onto the stuns. They were all camping around the bushes. I think they were kind of predicting that the enemies will be there for the follow-up. Trying to trap them from there, but it seems like the trap kind of backlash on towards them.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they're still looking for the engage. Oh, they actually get onto Kaya here. They're right on top. The ultimate coming in from Alice. Alice's AoE damage is so nasty.
Unfortunately,
so nasty.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though it's that nasty, it's unable to capture any Borneo Dragon members over there. However, the aggression just pays off, because they are controlling their jungle right now. And Airasia is just going to loot as much jungle creeps, steal away any buffs from there, and it's going to be fun time in their bank.
Yeah, fun times indeed. Looks like they are going to reset, and I'm expecting Fredo. He's got his ultimate back up. He's going to wait for Group X to actually get his ultimate up, and they're going to be driving on together like they are right now. They're going to be looking for another pick-off onto the Borneo Dragons.
Look at Johnson over there just driving across the map, trying to find any unsuspecting pickups. And it's going to be very, very crucial for Borneo Dragons because they have to keep their eyes aware for this Johnson play.
Yeah, it looks like, ooh. He is getting quite a bit of information. He does spot out Harley, and he also spots out Selena as well. This gives a lot of information to the rest of the team in terms of rotations of where they are. And yes, that's what they wanted to do.
Well, Diggy, even though he pops out his ultimate, but isn't enough to save his teammate, and Alice getting the kill onto Lancelot's follow-up, and looks like Kaya ending Helka's way. Perhaps the positioning was really bad. It was between two turrets of the second and tier 3 turrets. And it looks like Jawhead is going to get the bottom lane turret. So it's a win-win situation even though they lose out Hellcat.
Absolutely, and I definitely think Airasia Saiyan is now showing the experience here because they are forcing Borneo Dragons into these positions where they can actually set up the ultimate from the Johnson.
Look at the builds over here. It seems like Airasia Saiyan, they do have most of their heroes with the core build items. And speaking of which, Borneo Dragon is actually not far behind. Yes, according to the scoreboard, they're like 4,000 gold disadvantage, but then they are still in the game. They just need to find good team fights. The problem with the team fights is Fredo with the Johnson is just roaming around, just choosing unsuspecting picks from the information given by his teammates, and it's not looking good. And
oh, that was a close hit and run there. That was a very close hit and run.
That was like a hair inch over there, hairline inch, literally shaved to the head.
But now Hellcat and Lancelot are currently on Lord. They are just unsuspecting. They are pushed in, and looks like Borneo Dragons don't want to even take the opportunity to get caught off. But Lord is going to go over to Airasia Saiyan, and this is going to become a very difficult game for Flash Vision's Borneo Dragons.
And a quick tip from there, I noticed when Johnson was using his ulti, the Abyssal Trap, which falls onto Johnson by Selena, gets denied instantly. Yes, there is damage, but there's no stoppage off to the ultimate. That means the ultimate can cancel any BS of stuns, etc.
Yeah,
it's very, very scary though.
It is. And now it's the problem I have with Borneo Dragons as of right now is that you know that Johnson is roaming around. You're waiting for him to stop. You're waiting for him to actually, once you spot him out, the moment he stops, you're looking for an opportunity to fight here. And I think if there's a good time to fight, it would be kind of like now, because now Johnson doesn't have his ultimate. You could look for an engage, and Jawhead isn't there in the fight, but are they just too far behind to really initiate this fight?
I feel like 6,000 gold is kind of a difference, but not big difference here. And again, like you said, the map control for Airasia Saiyan is at the point of advantage, a very huge advantage, which gives Johnson more breathing space to roam around. Looking at that, Lord will be trying to take the towers over here, but Fredo, meantime, is going to roam around once more. He's going to wait for the right timing to clash towards the hits of Borneo Dragons, which is right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the war starts in. Borneo Dragons perhaps are getting this lead over here. They're going to get a double kill despite losing the mid-tier turret. Moy one more. Look at this. Johnson will be taken down by Selena, and Team Airasia Saiyan perhaps even after the Johnson hit clashing, it looks like Diggy is the saving point or the saving factor.
Oh yeah, it was both Diggy and also Alnub who set up a really nice ultimate there. 3-man ultimate, catching them all off guard. Alice isn't able to get in the middle of them just yet. She hits 2 people, but not as optimal as she could be.
Yep.
Couldn't get out of there, and just looking at the experience difference, it is starting to even out. It'll slowly start to climb back up, and now that they're getting closer towards level 15 and onwards, I mean their main lineups in terms of damage is getting to level 15. EXP isn't going to matter too much because that means it's going to give Borneo Dragons all the time in the world to actually scale up into this game. But at max build, do they still stand a chance against Airasia's lineup? I kind of feel like yes and also no. It's highly dependent on whether they're able to get a catch onto the Alice, onto solos.
I think they need to achieve level parity first. That's the one thing for sure in terms of gold and XP. And whoever starts the war and finishes well, that will be the key deciding factor for this particular game. At the same time, Airasia Saiyan is also playing time in their hands. They don't have much time. It's better enough to take down all of the turrets and give Borneo Dragons the disadvantage to take care of their final crystal base in hand.
Yeah, and looks like they're going to go from the backside here and the fight's going to begin, but is it going to be worth it?
Oh, it looks like they want to try something, but there's not enough follow-up from here. There's not much damage coming in from Borneo Dragon, even though we see that Harley is popping up the rings of flame, but this isn't enough for them. Oh, it looks like Logan somewhat gets stuck. Perhaps the Divine Judgment is pull him into the base. I'm not sure what's going on, but Airasia, they had to play it really, really carefully. They cannot afford to lose any more members in this game.
I mean, how did he get isolated by himself and then get over? I think Logan might have made a mistake there, or it was just kind of using a flicker.
A little bit of overcommitment, I feel.
Maybe, yes.
Yeah. And like I said, Airasia cannot afford to lose any more heroes, because if you lose tons of heroes, the Lord will respawn in the next 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And it gives the window opportunity for Borneo Dragons to take the Lord for themselves and perhaps can just clean sweep throughout one lane only.
I highly agree here. And now it's starting to hit the 4K mark, and the 40K mark. And once you hit the 40K mark, items slowly start not meaning anything because people are already getting their final build. And I kind of feel like Airasia, they're waiting for Lord to just try and end this game once and for all, because that's what they're looking for, the opportunity to actually end the game. However, Borneo Dragons are doing a very good job taking 50-50s that actually benefit them and coming up on top to buy themselves even more time. They bought themselves 4 minutes, 4 minutes prior to this because of their previous team fight. But now, with Lord on hand, the death timer has begun.
Death timer has begun indeed. The countdown will start its paths as Borneo Dragons, they are just trying their very best to control their lanes, to defend their lanes and their final 2 turrets. The Lord has no choice but to be in the hands of Airasia, as Airasia wants to do this final push. If they can win this war, it's a clear checkmate for Borneo Dragons because there's nothing else left to defend.
Absolutely. And here, I mean, Fredo's going to continuously run until Lord gets pretty close. He has his ultimate again, so he's ready to go for a second time. And I think this is going to be the one that you got to keep your eyes on because Lord is slowly coming into the base. Both bottom and top side have priority, and this is the big engage that we were looking for. But Lord isn't close enough, a little bit off time, but let's see how they play this out.
Higgy using his ultimate at the wrong crucial time. It looks like Team Airasia will punish this team back down to the graveyard. You have seen kills, multiple kills coming in for Airasia, and now it's just done because they lost members to defend, and the crystal base is so exposed for the Lord to take. The Lord was actually full of health during that time.
Oh yeah, the whole time. I think Airasia played that really well. Their final pick with Jawhead flickering in and lifting and flicking up. I can't remember who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Diggy there.
Yep.
Instantly catching him off guard. That was really well commended because the moment he got flicked up, he was basically dead the moment he landed, and that put a huge advantage into the hands of Airasia because now Alice is going to go walking around uncontested.
I feel like Airasia, in terms of Fredo playing the Johnson, is a very good move because the way when he stuns, he's going to force Diggy to use his ultimate. To use his ultimate already, there's no other backup for the upcoming ultimates or the skills to cover for the CC. So that was a very good move. That was actually a very key move from there because once the ultimate is done by Diggy, there's no protection anymore. As you can see, early game, yes, they still have the advantage because they have the time to do it, but later onwards in the later games, you have to select for Diggy's ultimate which one you have to cancel on or which one you want to deny.
Absolutely, and you only got a small window to do that. I think here, in case of the Borneo Dragons, how they should have played this a little bit better is to engage onto the Johnson the moment he is. If they do find an opportunity where Johnson is actually not in his ultimate form, then you've got a good way because then you have one person who isn't going to be able to abuse that ultimate as well. I mean, Borneo Dragons definitely have the skill and definitely have the potential to take this game away. As we can see in the highlights, they are on the ball when it comes to these 50-50 fights, but they got to be very careful and they really got to start cleaning up their just the basic mechanics of the matchups, knowing that, oh, Alice is going to be a problem. Look to kill Alice at some point in the game, who's always going to be sticking with Johnson. And here is where you really think, okay, Diggy's ultimate, the moment it drops, Diggy pops his ultimate, you need to focus your damage onto one person.
Yes, indeed. And I feel like Borneo Dragons, they can actually punish Airasia because of the single picks or the overcommitment coming in from the opposite team. It's just that turrets are falling down like flies. There was not much of map knowledge already from their end. There's not map power, and Borneo Dragons, they have no choice but to camp around their base, defend the lanes from time to time, giving so much so much chances for Airasia side to take the Lord and just ending the game from there.
Or maybe even looking for an opportunity to like actually get some pressure into one of the lanes, because if you watch carefully how Airasia's Saiyan plays, Fredo is only going to be looking for engages while he's near his team members.
Correct.
So that's why mid lane was always pushed up by Airasia's Saiyan, because then they could always roam to the left and to the right.
Yes.
So then you're looking for opportunities to actually push into the top lane, push into the bottom lane. And I think in terms of how they played it, Airasia played it really, really nicely. They chose their fights and they set it up so nicely for Johnson to actually look for the picks.
Correct, indeed. And of course, this will be game 1. Airasia side will take that first point. It's going to put a lot of pressure for Borneo Dragons FB. We're going to see this outcome in game 2. Perhaps Borneo Dragons can come back from this.
Maybe.
And we're going to take a little short break. But before that, MPL is brought to you by Moonton and EGG Network. And we'll be right back for game 2. Borneo Dragons FB going against Airasia Science. So stay tuned.
In patch 88, we introduced the Jade Path expansion, with which we told a story of how the Minotaurs were punished by the gods due to their excessive avarice. Players were able to follow the last survivor of the Minoan race as he ventured back to the Maze of Minos, searching for salvation and redemption. As many of you know, Minotaur's journey led to an all-out battle royale over the Twilight Orb. However, the story is not over yet. When the dust settled, a new hero emerged. The Land of Dawn's legendary King of Thieves has been secretly planning a grand heist with his partner Dexter. And so, an untold chapter of the Jade Path unveils itself. A brand new adventure is coming on August 1st, Cloud's grand heist event. Experience an all-new story as you unlock Cho and his skin, Hip Hop Boy, for free along the way. In the latest update, patch 96, we buffed up Cho and the Hip Hop Boy's model and made some tweaks to his skills, so don't miss out on getting the upgraded Kung Fu Master. As the story of Cloud's grand heist unravels, a brand new game mode will launch, Mirror Mode. In this mode, rather than everyone using a different hero, players on the same squad will have to use the same hero in battle. The interactions between the same hero bring new strategies into the gameplay, which provides a totally new battle experience. For example, Natalia's Smoke Bomb now allows all of her allies within the area to dodge basic attacks. Eudora's Superconductor now gives all of her allies' skills extra magic damage. Try different heroes in Mirror Mode to discover more interesting new mechanics. When selecting a hero for Mirror Mode, you and your teammates will have to vote on 6 different randomly selected heroes. The hero who receives the most votes will be the one your team uses in battle. Everyone on your team will use the same hero, so make sure to choose wisely. During the battle, heroes will receive different buffs depending on their roles. For example, tanks will have extra attack damage, while marksmen and support will take less damage. So, in this mode, you can have 5 support heroes attacking 5 marksmen head-on without holding back at all. Mirror Mode will be available between August 1st and August 15th. We hope that everyone can have a refreshing and unique battle experience in this brand new game mode. Be sure to let us know your thoughts on Mirror Mode, and we'll continue to improve it in future updates. Of course, the story isn't complete without his protagonist, the King of Thieves, Cloud. The mischievous, sneaky yet deadly Cloud will debut on August 7th. Check out Cloud's Hero Spotlight trailer releasing this Friday. For those who do not want to miss out on key information on Cloud's amazing skills, be sure to check this out. Last but not least, we've prepared tons of more surprises for you. Survival Mode is coming back right after Mirror Mode's limited run. You can also play all the heroes for free on August 18th while having an experience bonus on the same day. In the meantime, there's another never-before-seen epic giveaway coming your way soon. So stay tuned for more details. And that's all for today. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Hero Spotlight, where we introduce the latest heroes of Mobile Legends. This week we are releasing the infamous Lord of Thieves, Cloud, and his simian sidekick, Dexter. As the Land of Dawn's King of Thieves, Cloud is a mischievous and sneaky fellow who can steal practically anything. In fact, with the help of his trusty sidekick Dexter, Cloud has never failed a job. After going to great lengths to acquire Mr. Rooney's mysterious device, Cloud made quite a few enemies and has no choice but to join the battlefield. As the Lord of Thieves, Cloud is ridiculously difficult for enemies to catch, and the off chance that Cloud and Dexter find themselves caught in the tight scuffle, they are able to unleash a devastating barrage of gunfire upon enemies to make a great escape. For his first skill, Cloud robs his enemies of movement and attack speed within a fan-shaped area, dealing physical damage in the process. If the crowd control of this skill wasn't enough, Cloud gains a certain amount of the movement and attack speed he robbed from enemy units, although the precise amount depends on the number of enemy units affected. Cloud can get a higher buff if he steals movement and attack speed from enemy heroes, so keep that in mind. Using the skill, Cloud can ensure that he can move freely while hindering his enemies, thus creating a safer environment for him to eliminate enemies. As for his second skill, Cloud uses Mr. Rooney's device to summon a mirror image of Dexter, which auto-attacks enemy units. Activating the skill again allows Cloud to instantly teleport to the mirror Dexter's location, indeed making Cloud quite difficult to catch. Dexter's mirror image deals physical damage and carries the effects of his basic attacks. This skill is highly flexible.
Welcome back from the break, everybody. This is the MPL Season 2. This is going to be the second series of the day. And make sure, you gotta remember that this has all been brought to you by EGG Network as well as Moontoon. Now, we were talking about the game prior to this. I mean, Airasia is saying they played a very textbook game. They were looking to end. They were looking to play by the book.
Yeah, it was a slow, tactical, non-flashiness gameplay style. We don't really, I mean, in a one way, we don't really see them doing that because they are actually very aggressive. They are a very aggressive team. And, you know, it kind of works out that place because they know that Borneo Dragons right now, they are very defensive. They did not do much. They're very passive. They are less productive in hand. So it kind of punishes them in one way. My advice to Borneo Dragons, and perhaps yours as well, if Borneo Dragons were to play it aggressively, like you did mention about the lanes, maybe you want to talk about the lanes, the laning phase when Johnson was around.
Basically just roaming around. Yeah, I definitely feel like in this situation where you are scared of Johnson, but you need to make sure you don't lose your objectives here.
Correct.
And it's an objective-based game. You got to protect your tier 3s or tier 2s, especially because then you're looking for opportunities to actually go and engage here. Now, when Johnson is roaming around, you saw Fredo, level 4, he was basically just roaming around the map the entirety of the time.
Correct.
The moment he stops, he immediately goes into his ultimate form because he doesn't want to get caught off guard. And I think those are the opportunities where which, if you see happen, you have Diggy on your side, get hit by it, lock down Alice straight away before she gets the ultimate down. The moment she's gone, they lose a lot of damage.
And
I think, just the engaging first puts you at a better, it's a better footstool in comparison to waiting for them to fail the engage and then re-engaging.
I want to add another strong point onto your statement. Like, you know, Johnson's ulti isn't the biggest factor. It's just a stink onto the hand. Literally. The follow-up after Johnson's ulti is where the pain comes in. So kind of Borneo Dragons were afraid of this Johnson, which they don't really need it. Yes, they will get stunned. They will get some damage off from their health, but it's just a slither of damage. You need to take care of what's coming after next. Johnson is always initiator, is not the damage dealer. But anyhow, it's game 2 or round 2 for Airasia Science going up against Borneo Dragons FB.
We're just gonna have to see how they're gonna play this out here, how they adapt to this, how they adapt to this new game, to this new upcoming game here. Hellcurt gonna be banned out from side Airasia. However, Selena is not gonna be seeing the light of day this time round.
Yep, indeed. Like a bit of stress out to the mistake over there, Saiyan Reborn. But no worries of that because both of them are still brothers and sisters under the same Saiyan tree. Anyhow, Selena being banned, Hellcurt being banned, I think they don't want to deal anymore. You know, that particular composition where you deal so much damage at the same time you impact the game under the hands of these players and team.
Well, yeah, I would have to agree there, but getting rid of Diggy here, I think it's pretty smart choice from the side of Airasia Saiyan, mainly because that gives them an opportunity to, like, if they want to play Johnson again, yes they can. At least this time there is no real counterplay for Borneo Dragons to actually push forward. However, they're going to be getting rid of Martis themselves, which kind of leaves a lot of priority picks up like Grok.
Grok will be chosen instantly over here. And I can tell you the Airasia Scion, they have everyone can play a very good Grok. And now Borneo Dragons, they have to find a counter for this Grok.
I mean, they're hovering over Jawhead. Hayabusa is still on the table here. They might want to pick that for themselves if they want to create some kind of pressure or side lane pressures in the mid game. But we're just going to have to see Jawhead. I mean, they could go for Jawhead Cho here, or they can decide to go for a mage, but it looks like it's going to be the Hayabusa, Jawhead, and Hayabusa. Oh, Cho and Hayabusa. So it looks like they prioritize, in this situation, Cho over the Jawhead, which is rather interesting because I would have preferred the Jawhead instead of Cho. But that's kind of like, it's either or.
Yep.
You get one, you take the other, it's fine. Having both is great, but, you know, it's preference. It's preference.
I kind of feel like going with the Cho over the Jawhead, you kind of give your team that initiating fight. Same goes to Jawhead, but
yes.
Cho is much more tankier than Jawhead because he can build up the tank items in here. But you're gonna sacrifice some damage in here. But it's okay. You still got Hayabusa to deal the damage in hand.
Yeah, I have to agree there. But that gives them an opportunity to actually pick up aggression for themselves. How they're going to round out the composition is going to be interesting. They could decide to go for another assassin if they really wanted to. But they could go for a team fighting composition if they wanted with a dedicated tank here. Hovering over Kaya here, that means they're going to be looking to split push and look for these smaller skirmishes and pry the team apart one by one. And looking that they have Cho as well, really fits nicely into character for this team composition. But what are they going to lock in? Do they want the dedicated tank or do they want just more damage? It looks like the Vexana is going to be locked in.
I think the Vexana will be very useful because it can, you know, kind of summons out the clone again onto Grok, making it a much more of a nuisance and annoyance over to Airasia Science side. At the same time, you have Kaya, you have Hayabusa, you know, just doing so much, taking off the smaller picks, which Borneo Dragons actually did really well in the previous match.
Yeah.
The previous game, sorry. And you know, they want to punish Airasia Scion. It's like, hey, come on, go ahead. We can use this lineup, which is much more useful for that particular pickups.
Oh, I think they're going to be locking this in. 3 more seconds. I think really going to lock in Bane and also Az. Yes, it is. This is going to be a really nasty combo team composition.
Wow.
They don't really need to worry about it too much. Grok is going to cut off exits and immediately Bane and Alice is just going to go headlong with the double ultimates straight in. But I am liking the Kagura here. Because, I mean, the moment they double ult, that's just going to leave Lancelot, Jawhead, and Grok wide open. And having Kagura with a lot of AoE damage is going to be pretty useful in these situations, especially since she can bail out of them if she wanted to as well.
Imagine if the Martis wasn't banned and was replaced over Lancelot. That is already the combo wombo situation. I agree, no idea, but luckily that was banned. But then again, Team Borneo Dragons, how are they going to fend for themselves against this comfortable heroes number 1, combo wombo situation number 2, and very deadly lineup coming in for Airasia Scion, because once again, this is their ideal lineup they have used in MSC 2018 as well. Predictions. I don't know.
Predictions, I have to kind of give it to Airasia Scion here because so far in terms of how double mages have been going, I mean, they've got the guy and also the Harley, usually don't work out too well.
Because in the later game, there's not much damage already.
Exactly. So you're looking to snowball very hard mid-game and then look to end the game around the 11-minute mark before it really starts pushing into the end game. However, Airasia Scion's composition already is all about fighting as a team, fighting as one. However, Borneo Dragons are looking for picks and slow rotations and mistakes coming in from Airasia Scion. So it's an opposite sort of playstyle, but I'm expecting Airasia Scion to actually come up on top here, mainly because their composition, if they want to play it clean, they gotta stick together.
Correct. And Airasia Scion, I think with this lineup, they can come back to their roots of being the aggressive team that people want. The flashiness of the kills, the flashiness of the combo situations. So Airasia Scion definitely gets my vote for this. Borneo Dragons, in the meantime, we still have to keep an eye because Airasia Scion can be a little bit too overconfident, a little bit too out of position. So Borneo Dragons can actually punish them using Kaya and the rest of the members over there.
Absolutely, and I think you just got to keep a good eye out for Borneo Dragons because they're going to be looking for picks all the time towards the riverside. I'm expecting level 2s to be very interesting here because Airasia Scion's lineup is kind of nice when they hit level 2, so invades are probably not going to happen. So my guess for the side of Borneo Dragons, they're going to be looking to make a play at level 4.
Level 4, we will see about that as, ladies and gentlemen, Airasia will try to get a clean sweep. Meanwhile, Borneo Dragon and FV, they want to salvage at least 1 point coming in for the equalizing here. It looks like it's a little bit over engagement in the mid lane. 3 members in the mid lane here, and I did had a news or an update saying that actually in the mid lane is a much more crucial point because you're able to kind of pressure one's ADC here. And it looks like Joy is going to get the first blood. I have no idea where it went. It was the top lane side.
Top lane side against Miracle, which
Wow.
is rather interesting here. Oh, looks like Rock might be able to forces out the flicker from the choke. Quickly heads back. Oh, but wait a minute, Borneo Dragon. K is not going to be able to get that last auto attack onto Logan here.
There's a battle royale coming in for both teams because they want to get as much blood, as much hero kill counter for the goal and the momentum. Logan's skill was really good as Fred was able to eject the Hayabusa and rocket him down into ashes. Meanwhile, Team Borneo Dragons, they gotta feel salty about that. They want a kill back. Will they get it? Yes, they will. Onto Bane and perhaps Gripax. Gripax gonna run away into safely, cancelling any situations and negative effects immediately.
Yeah, and I think this is so far going pretty well for Airasia, saying they got the flicker, they blew quite a few flickers, but they were able to come up on top here with Airasia saying already level 4. This is going to be really bad for K here, but he manages to get out with a sliver of health, and I think it's just the EXP lead from the side of Airasia saying it's just so much better. They are very good at efficiently pathing in the jungle.
I love Airasia and they're very, very aggressive. They are playing the playstyle that we have always known to see them before, but then a little bit too aggressive, like that pick over there will be taken from Borneo Dragon's side. Meanwhile, they want more in their favor, but they have to be careful. Gripax with that Grog is a nuisance and an annoyance at the same time.
Absolutely. Oh. He probably doesn't want to go back in here. He's going to quickly recall into base, go back into lane. Hopefully something comes up to actually pick up that wave. If not, he's going to lose quite a bit of EXP there.
Fatal. But, I feel like if Harley were to have his ultimate, the Ring of Flames just melt down Fredo instantly.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's no question. But the problem is that they are just behind in EXP.
Levels, yep.
They're finally hitting their level 4s. They are looking for a way to catch somebody up, but they kind of need K to hit level 4. Yes, he does. He is level 4 now, so this might be the fight they're looking for here. It looks like a lot of rotations from the side of Airasia saying to capitalize on the turtle. This is going to be big here because this is a 4v5.
4v5 advantage coming in from the teams here, but then the turtle is still under contest. It will be Airasia Science Lancelot to take the kill over here, but then a double kill coming in for Hayabusa onto Borneo Dragons. They want to extend this to punish the opposite team. Unfortunately, it will be a trade kill coming in. It will be a 1 kill coming in and 1 turtle for Team Airasia Science. I feel like they win or they won that battle itself.
Yeah, I think Borneo Dragons did a pretty decent job there, but Airasia did an even better job trying to take it one step ahead. I mean, they gave a lot of pressure to Harley in the top lane, but they were able to capitalize pretty hard on the objective and the conglomeration from the side of from Borneo Dragons. So, I mean, Borneo Dragons got to be really careful when they're fighting for these objectives, because if they have a disadvantage in terms of the 5v5, it's so hard to win them. Yes. So very hard.
I feel like team fights is not their main feature. Like team fights is more of the smaller skirmishes, like you said. Pick those overconfident plays by Airasia. You know, if they are able to take a carry, that's even better. If they take a tank, okay, not much. But if you manage to kill off Gripax, aka the Grog, I think everything just falls apart.
Yeah, it does. And it's kind of interesting how this is now playing it out. They've gotten the pick that they've wanted to, which is exactly how the comp is supposed to work. But they really got to consider what they are losing out here. They take a turret in response, but they are losing their tier 2 on their top side. They need to respond to this.
And the aggressive play does pay out for Airasia, and they will take down the turret, and the wall comes in. BD, they are getting kills, but then the turrets are falling around apart. 3 members left for Airasia, and they don't want to force this anymore. They will go back, and looks like, Kaya is able to spot Bane and Alice apart. Maybe perhaps trying to steal this gold crab. Can they do it? Nah, they're just gonna cancel it out.
Yeah, it looks like River Crab is gonna live to see another day. It's gonna get chunked out here, but I don't think they... looks like they... who stole it? Did Alice actually take that?
I don't think so. I think it's Bane. with the retribution.
With the retribution.
I think from that side. But we have to see. We have to see if we can go back to Bane's camera perspective. I think we can safely say it is a retribution kill.
Yeah, looks like Hayabusa is slowly starting to scale into this game. Gonna wait until he gets the endless battle before he starts getting ahead. But once again, they catch out Grok here.
Ooh, and Grok does get caught off guard already as BD. They have the firepower. They want to continue striking down the hearts of Airasia Cyan as their wings are slowly being clipped apart as the Dragons goes up with 2 kills to none.
Is this a good call to actually go for the Border Dragons to actually commit to taking this? Yes, it is, mainly because they don't want to later on bait them out to come into this team 5v5. Even though they are ahead, they still can't. They're not so ahead till they can just take them on 5v5. They need to start getting ahead. They have one turret. They do want to break a second one, but Airasia saying looks like they're responding in a very weird manner here. They're trying to get the rotations down straight. Lancelot's going to be focusing on farming, but it's kind of... I think they've just accepted the fact that bot lane was going to go down no matter what.
Tier 1 turrets are easily expendable, I feel. But the Tier 2s and Tier 3s, that's where it opens up the map control for either of these teams. Meanwhile, Airasia Cyan, they have to be very careful. It looks like Borneo Dragon has the fighting advantage in terms of wars, in terms of team fights, especially right now. Even though they have Grok in hand, they have to catch up in terms of levels. And I fear the most if Airasia Cyan did not capitalize onto their weaknesses or to their strengths. It's gonna be another good game for their end.
Yeah, I think Borneo Dragons right now, they are being a little indecisive here. They need to start making a plan. They can go for the invade. They have the opportunities. They know Bane is on the top side of the map as well as Alice on the mid side of the map. So they should be looking for picks on towards the bot. They have control over the bottom side.
Meanwhile, Harley again getting a pick off onto Bane, and the rest of the members of the top lane will continue on. Looks like Jawhead, they'll try to get a revenge kill, and yes, it will. Sweet revenge over Bane, and it's a 1-to-1 trade-off, but then once again, BD, they still have the firepower over here. Alice with the ultimate. She's going to go in. No, she's not going to flicker that out, and they will stop the fight.
Immediately. I'm liking how Borneo Dragons are playing. They're now starting to find their stride. They are getting a lot of opportunities to actually go in on it. Lancelot overcommitting here a little bit. He's by himself. 2 stacks of ninjutsu is already on him.
And Solos, he wants to overcommit to that. He's able to run away from safety, giving Gripex and Penjahat the way to at least pick somebody off, but it will be once again stalemate fight.
I mean, again, Borneo Dragons are 5 kills ahead. They have a slight goal lead, which is now starting to diminish because Airasia have been farming up very, very nicely, very hard as well. And now they're in a position to actually turn these fights. They just need to force it over an objective.
Making life very hard here. Hayabusa just slicing and dicing with the ultimate, but is unable to save that turret from falling down. Meanwhile, Grok, nice wall over here with the ultimate over there with Jawhead. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the opening or perhaps the momentum booster from that kill.
Absolutely, and now once again, Airasia are now in the driver's seat. They found the opportunity to actually catch 2 people off. They only blow 2 ultimates for that, which is still pretty good because that means they're going to be looking for another opportunity. Once the ultimate from Grok does come back up, as well as Jawhead, they're going to be looking to fight once again.
And yes, indeed, looking at the map right here, I feel like Airasia Cyan, they're trying to capitalize over the jungles of the opposite team and pressure behind enemy lines. As you can see, the turret is really down towards there. Hayabusa using his ultimate, perhaps trying to slice down Alice. Alice is petrified, but he's able to run away from there. Grok coming in at the right time, and this is the nuisance of Grok, saving teammates time after time. Jawhead will get the kill, opening things up for Airasia Cyan. Lancelot comes in with the second kill of the team, and they are just gunning in with full confidence, even though Alice during that time felt like it was a lost cause, but it was now safe away.
Yeah, once again, they're going to go straight onto Lord. They're going to be looking to punish it, and they're going to try and look to punish Borneo Dragons as hard as possible here. But the question is, will Lord get stolen away? My guess, probably not. Alice is doing a very good job getting in the middle of everybody there.
Oh no, the Grok wall comes into play, and oh, Flicker comes out away. It was a bit of a, you know, that's a steam moment, there's a cut steam moment over there.
Yeah, I
they
mean,
call it potong steam in
you would think they would follow up immediately after that, but just, oh no, they're trapped. They flicker out of there. They knew they were in trouble.
But that was a smart move as well by Gripex. He did not fully overcommit onto his skills, because if he were to overcommit, and that was a waste of the ultimate, there was a cooldown over there, and just perhaps, Borneo Dragons could turn the tables into that fight.
Yeah, they could. But Airasia saying now, they've got Lord on their side. They're trying to pressure the side lanes. They're not going to escort Lord all the way in. I kind of feel like they could, but it looks like they want to play to the textbook. They need to clear the waves, then after that, join back up with Lord on the top side of the map, where 4 members are already there. Way of the Dragon not doing pretty much anything to Gripex at this point. That shield is just way too big.
It was just like a poke and tease coming in. But I have to give you a credit onto that. I mean, the waves are there, so they don't really need to take care of the lot of the time being. Meanwhile, Ejak coming in on jaw hit onto Chao, and Chao low HP over here will not survive to see daylight as he falls down to grave for the next 30 seconds.
Once again, Lord is left untouched.
Oh, another eject comes in, and my oh my, Airasia wasted no time going in for the kills. Double kill coming in from Bane. Solos with that Lancelot. He's just trying to put so much pressure and tension onto Borneo Dragons. Alice managed to kick down Lancelot from that angle, but then is that enough? A double kill comes in from the clone, and it looks like Airasia is perhaps just playing a little bit overcommitting in this round of play.
Absolutely. Overcommitting now. If they did decide to go start pushing for the towers, yes, I would say overcommitting. I think here is just enough before it's considered.
If they will lose another member, perhaps overcommitting already.
Yeah. Well,
or you still want to see the results from there?
I still wanted to see the results. But definitely it would have been overcommitment if they kept staying any longer, because the death timers were coming off of Borneo Dragons really, really fast. So now Lord, essentially what Lord has just benefited them is 1 kill overall, which I kind of feel is a little bit wasted, because you could clear the bottom and mid wave and then look to group together with Lord and look for the prime time engagement, and at least have something that's able to tank the turret for you as you are doing the fights, which in this case is going to be Lord. So I kind of feel like they did get the opportunity to engage. I do feel it was a little bit wasted because a lot of them took so much damage from the turrets, so they had to back off.
Looks like Gripex is just waiting for the right time to launch this first skill over here, hoping to find or at least poke damage into the hearts of Borneo Dragons. Borneo Dragons are in a situation that they have to play it very carefully. One last team fight, if they were to lose this, is all over. Looks like Alice does pop out the skill over here, but it's gonna be just stealing creeps, stealing jungles, hoping to bait out Borneo Dragon into the play.
Yeah, but I don't think Borneo Dragons is going to stick their head out too much. They know that they don't have the pressure to actually pull themselves out. They're looking to actually get a really good engage, a really good pick with Alnoob on his Cho. And if he does, there's going to be a lot of follow-up sooner or later that's going to start cutting them down one by one. And I mean, here's the engage.
Oh, it looks like there's a bit of a flicker coming in from the side of Borneo Dragons, one of the members over here. But then it's not going to be enough, as the rest of the members are still camping around their ground. Cho wanting to start something for Borneo Dragons, but then it isn't. Oh, Solos, he got caught over here as Alice comes in with the ultimate. My oh my, this might be the opening for Team Airasia to find, but then it looks like they will be backing off after that kill.
Are they going to go for a little... I guess you have to wait for the wave at this point in time, so they're going to quickly rotate down, clear that wave, one person goes down to the bot side, look back to the top side, and then do rinse and repeat all over again.
And the Lord comes in.
What perfect timing. What perfect timing for the Lord to actually come back in here. So that gives a clear objective for Airasia to try and close out the game.
You know what's the sad part? Hayabusa is taken down, so they don't have any damage dealers. Meanwhile, Logan is in a little bit of a tight spot over there. He's gonna get saved down by Bane, and the rest of the members will come in for the clean sweep. 2 kills coming in again for Airasia, and Airasia can just safely take the Lord without any resistance.
Interesting enough, Logan survived way longer than I would have expected. I mean, he is so far ahead on his item build. I mean, the moment that ultimate comes down, it's just so hard to really do anything. Let's just look at it. Just look at how long he survives for. He survives for so freaking long. Oh, that's just rough. It's really rough for Borneo Dragons.
I mean, it's the same play like Hangus using Alice that time during
the
first game. You know, you're also stunned that the Alice is so tanky by itself, even without the magic items to sustain the damage. But then again, Alice, great initiator, just comes in, can just sweep them everyone out with the last hit. We're going to see more of Alice throughout the meta gameplay in MPL Season 2.
Yeah. Now, Lord is pushing up here. They can't give away a kill. But I kind of feel like it's on Borneo Dragons to look for the pick like right now, just so they have enough time to actually clear their waves and actually go deal with Lord and not lose to tier 3. But just looking at the way they're playing, they're just spread apart too much to really do anything.
I feel like this is game 2 because they are taking it very, very slow pace. They want to minimize mistakes. Like again, Airasia, perhaps they say that perhaps overcommitting isn't the best way, as it looks like they're going to kill off the clone on Lancelot, so that's not much of a detail. But back into the motion, they want to take Lord as their friend to push into turret. Meanwhile, this is perhaps the final play of Airasia, and they want to go all in. Alice gets the kill onto Child as the rest of the members of Borneo Dragon, they have to suffer losses, countable losses over here. Gato will be the next to fall down, and it's a little bit too late. The Lord, still half HP, just takes down the Crystal Base alongside with Airasia Scion for the win.
They're going to be taking it nice 2-0 against Borneo Dragons. That's just so rough.
I feel like this is the reminiscence of Game 2. It's just that it's a little bit fast-paced. In my opinion, because, you know, the game ended at 19 minutes. Yes, it's a very long game for the viewers out there. But then they're making it much, you know, lesser mistakes. They don't want to overcommit in terms of solo picks or out of position plays, and they do it pretty smooth, in my opinion.
I definitely think that Airasia
Much smoother,
like in comparison to last time where they were very aggressive with their plays, they're playing a very textbook game where they're only pushing in with Lord. They're not going to be too greedy and look for these situations where they can just fully commit. I mean, we saw a little bit of them when they decided to dive on the bot side of the map. But once again, they had to go. They saw the opportunity. They did it. It didn't work out. They're like, all right, back to the drawing board. We're gonna go look for a pick, get Lord, and that's what they did every single time.
Yep, their lineup was